K4 Bravo India Whiskey, K4BIW.
BIW, come back with the front of that call sign.
Yeah, Kilowatt 4 Bravo India Whiskey.
Roger, roger. And the name?
Name is Dave, Delta Alpha Victoria Echo. Go ahead, sir.
Roger, roger. And Dave, where about you be, sir?
Yeah, we're up here in northwest Georgia. We're, I think we're probably going to be in North Georgia.
Roger, roger. I was just checking out one of the SDR receivers, but so far not not a good situation. Much better on my local receiver. It's really strange, you know, trying to figure out how to get some SDRs maybe down towards the south of me there. The whole thing is to be able to get the signal as clean as possible, so you know, folks can hear their audio best. And sometimes it's difficult if that signal is only a couple of dB, but be above the noise level. Roger.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it sure does make a difference. No doubt about it. You're a good 20 over up here in North Georgia, and we're on a ground-mounted vertical, which working quite well since the pasture is a swamp right now. Go ahead.
Roger, on the swamp. Well, do you think that the ground conductivity is enhanced by that situation?
I think it probably helps. We've got about, got a lot of radials underneath it, need some more, and the impedance of the antenna was right around 41 ohms, and hopefully we can get it back down to about maybe, about 32, 36 ohms, which would be ideal. Go ahead.
Right, now you're showing SWR when you run higher impedance, is that correct?
No, not so much. We've got a 2-to-1 transformer, wideband transformer out there at the what I refer to as a little doghouse, little gray box, and which works quite well. The antenna is pretty flat from right around the CW band all the way past a little bit past 7200, and that's about where we've got it cut for. Go ahead.
Oh, roger that. Roger that. Well, sounds good. Getting some blow by here, but that's the thing, man. When the band gets to be decent, then you start catching blow by, and where it comes from, you know, it's probably somebody closer than 2 KC up or down, and it just it's a wonder where they come from. If you've been transmitting and all of a sudden the blow by starts, it's wonder why that is. But anyway, and you're sounding good, sir.
Okay, yeah, real good. Yeah, we're running an ICOM 7300 right now, and the microphone is plugged directly into the ICOM, and just using the internal equalizer. Don't know how it sounds, but hopefully it sounds half as good as yours does. Go ahead.
Oh, roger. Now, is that the stock hand mic?
No, negative.
What is that, sir?
Okay. The microphone we're running into it is a broadcast microphone. It's a Shure SM27, Sugar Mic 27, which requires phantom power, but the 9 volts or so out of the radio is enough to fire it up and make it happy. So we're about maybe a good foot away from the microphone, just talking normal. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, roger, roger. Yeah, that's beautiful. That, the ICOM was so smart, putting voltage on the audio pin, so somebody can easily add a condenser mic. Matter of fact, that stock hand mic that the radio came with is a condenser mic, and it's and most folks just can't wait to rip that hand mic off and put a desk mic on, and most desk mics are dynamic, and so when right out of the bag there, when they pull that hand mic off and put the desk mic on and it's a dynamic, they've lost probably 5 or 6 dB in the top end, right?
They lose some money. If you look at the audio analyzer, it will definitely display that. No doubt about it.
You guys are camp pretty quick.
Yeah, we use the SM30 on it from time to time, but that was getting in my way here on the desk. So, this old boom sticking over here, and one of my old broadcast microphones, and it seemed to be pretty flat. Nobody's complained about it so much anymore, and At least I haven't heard any major complaints. Maybe it's because they're just being nice to me. Go ahead.
No, sir. You have beautiful audio there, and I think my Elmer's joined us. Lou, are you there?
Yeah, can we go to 7187? 7187. The guys up there are having a net on 7192. I think we're better off on 7187. Over.
Sounds good to me. Let's go to 7187.
And that is happening up there. This is a LOU-N9GTO, and the sadness of it is a lot of those 7300 microphones, the guys take them off, and they don't realize they're a $70 microphone. They don't get those microphones away. So, and I'm talking on one now. I've been thinking seriously about just taking the RE27 and putting a capacitor in line to block the DC and just plug it right into the front end of the 7300. I've got two of them over here. I thought, well, that might be the ideal situation since I do like boom mics. But back to you, Jim, and you can introduce me to the friend you're chatting with.
Where'd you guys come from?
That's my Elmer right there, sir. That is my Elmer. And he's running watts. I'm not sure. He has one big tube. It's about the size of a 50-gallon drum, and he won't tell me exactly what it does. But my lights dim when he keys up, and he's 3 miles away.
Well, he should ask if the frequency's in use before he jumps on here.
Well, is the frequency in use? May I ask?
Well, it was, but you guys go ahead.
Well, thank you, sir. We're vagabonds. We are drifters from 7189. I had moved up earlier to conduct our Qso-Vlog program to 7190. And then my Elmer said that there's a net going on 7192, so we dropped down to 7187, and we're just trying to get along.
And thank you very much for allowing us to do so, sir. Thank you.
Okay, well, an Elmer should know better. Should ask if the frequency's in use first. W2Q key.
Where are you, sir?
I was listening on the frequency and didn't hear anything, and went up to the 7190. I should have said that, but I didn't want to interfere with Jim's QSO because we're so close. And I was listening, looking at the spectrum. I was switching around, and I think what happened was I was listening to the wrong receiver. So I've got my receiver straightened out. I think I had one on 7192 because I didn't want to offend those folks up there. I apologize, sir. I'm glad that whatever it was, you guys were chatting and you're letting us use the frequency. Thank you again. But we could move it if you need to. We'll be glad to honor amateur wishes. Well, Jim, I believe the gentleman has given us his blessing. And the other gentleman you were speaking to was whom, Jim?
I think it was Dave, K4BIW.
Dave, are you in there?
Yeah, we're still in here. Looks like the dishes is still getting a little bit of QRC and they're moving around here a little bit. But yeah, we're still here. I come up here. I didn't hear anything either. But, there you go.
All right, Dave, I'm on the 7300 with an AL80B and on an antenna that Jim built for me, a double bazooka inverted Z, and putting out about 800 watts, 900 watts, somewhere in that neighborhood. How are you copying me over copying Jim? Go ahead, Jim, take it up.
This is a KC9VKV, and we're actively challenging the 50-gallon drum final of Lou there. How do you copy?
You were about 20 over. You're dropped down about
Somebody's on the Vox. I don't know who it is, but somebody's on the Vox. Please do not run the Vox. Just use a manual key. You're sneezing or breathing into the QSO. Anyway, Dave, how much are we falling out by now?
Oh, well, I can't even. I was hearing Dave better up in K3FEF.com. Now I can't even hear him all up there on the SDR. And I'm hearing him. Thank you, Dave. I'm just doing a comparison. And, yeah, Jim likes to aggravate me about me running a 55-gallon drum for a tube. Back over to you, Jim.
Oh, Roger. Well, Dave, I think our conditions have about run out down that way, so I'll say threes to you. We did have a pretty good copy earlier, so when you go to YouTube and do a call letter search, Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, that will take you to our Qso-Vlog page, and then you look for a session that's entitled My Group Air Check 1419, which is today's date. My Group Air Check 1419. Roger?
Roger. Yeah, pretty cool. Appreciate it.
Mike, can you confirm that that's an SM27 microphone and SM27 over?
Yeah, is that a SM27 microphone, Dave?
Oh, I'm sorry, Dave. Dave, can you confirm that that's an SM27 microphone, over?
Yeah, it's a Sugar Mike 27, Sugar Mike 27.
Roger on the Sugar Mike 27. Thank you very much. This is November 9, Golf Tango Oscar with KC9VKV doing the Qso-Vlog. Anybody out there wishing to listen to themselves, it will be uploading it to YouTube later on. You can go to KC9VKV on YouTube and look at the previous vlogs. We usually do a vlog, 45-minute vlog every Friday. If anyone's interested in hear what the radio like to chat about, or chat about Hammondshire Radio, whatever you may keep, Mr. KC9VKV is in here at your disposal. N9GTO. Take it over, Jim.
Roger. Well, gosh, you know, we've been moving around frequency-wise, and I don't like to do that. Sometimes you just have to stick it out, you know, but then you have blow-by that's twice as loud as... Wonder why that is, why sidebands tend to be even more amplitude modulated QRM than modulation on the frequency direct.
Jim, you know, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't, and I'm glad to hear that in a way, because that tells me we're utilizing the frequencies on a bad turn of 24 cycle. I have witnessed, I'm going to say around 4 cycles or better. And I remember the best of the best, and you was around in that time area to enjoy the best of the best. And matter of fact, just the other night, I was talking to WA1HLR, Tim up there, and QIX up in northeast corner of the United States there, with 25 watts on AM just the other night. And it was an amazing thing to have something like that come back alive. No amplifier, no nothing, just 25 watts on AM. But getting back to that, the QR Mary, I don't think anybody intentionally, purposely wants to cause any kind of interference with another QSO. I just acknowledge that the fact that we did have a 7192. They're usually doing a net on theirs. I try to stay away from the net frequency so that I don't cause any issues there. And then if I am causing an issue, all they got to do is just mention it, and I'll move on to something else. I'll find the place fit in where I fit in. But it's just a matter of we're just too close, or they're too close. I don't think it's purposely being done. I just think it happens where the ball bounces. And then sometimes, Jim will have been a conversation, and just out of nowhere, the band will open up. And I won't be hearing them, but they'll be hearing us. Then all of a sudden it'll open up, and we'll start hearing them. It's like that gentleman there. I was listening for a little bit there, and I didn't see anything on the spectrum on this frequency. That's why I referred us back down to here. Over.
Roger that. Well, we have to move ahead regardless of the situation, try to keep our heads down and do the best job we can. I just hate to drift too far away from 7189, since we've been there quite often, and for many weeks we had no problem, and then suddenly we're getting folks operating 2K COA, and after we've been on the frequency for half an hour and they start a QSO 2K COA, I just don't understand that. It just doesn't make any sense. But then you know, that's life. We are recording. This is the KC9VKV Qso-Vlog program. So if you have a radio, you want to check the audio, give us a shout. We are recording. It's KC9VKV.